Have you been told or given the impression that you have weak lower trap muscles because you have shoulder pain? Here's the key to strengthening them that most people miss. One of the most important roles of the low trap is that it needs to be able to control and help maintain proper upward rotation of the scapula and shoulder blade as the arm goes overhead. As this upward rotation occurs, the scapula needs to stay secure on the rib cage. What we don't want is the scapula to fall off of the rib cage or not be congruent and secure on it. The scapula is a rounded structure that needs to sit on a slightly rounded rib cage for proper rotation and gliding. The problem is that when people do low trap exercises like this, they're oftentimes in too much extension or arching of their back, which limits this congruency and takes away from that proper upward rotation. So instead, what I recommend is to lay on your back in this position with a cuff attachment around your wrist. Now imagine you're drawing a sword out of the sheath as you raise your arm overhead, stopping at the point where if you went any higher, you would have to arch your back to get your arm further overhead. For some people, that'll be back here. Other people, it'll be here. Make sure your wrist stays relatively stacked over your elbow and you're allowing your scapula to naturally glide on your rib cage. If you don't have a cuff attachment, a handle will do as long as that wrist stays stacked.